What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we have quite a bit to talk about. New teasers from David Vonderhaar, new information about zombies in Treyarch's next game, a new reveal date for Call of Duty 2020, and even new details about the PlayStation 5. Definitely stay tuned throughout the entire video. You definitely don't want to miss out on this. Now, as a reminder, beanie hats are now available on my website for just $14.99, along with my other t-shirt designs that go for $19.99. I have new zombies merch coming to the site very damn soon, and it will be available for free for a limited time for the Premise members on my channel. More information about memberships is down below when you hit the join button. The highest membership option, Premise, does grant you access to free merch, exclusive intel, and an early look at some of my upcoming bangers for the next few weeks. Now, first off, PlayStation themselves confirmed earlier today on Twitter that the Future of Gaming event has been moved to Thursday, June 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific time, which I should be streaming here on the channel. It'll be a lot of fun to react with you guys to all of the new games. Now, here's the thing though, I want to put my 2 cents on this real quickly. The event was supposed to be, last week? And it got delayed by a week because of everything happening in the world right now, which I fully respect and I totally get it. But did pushing it back by a week really make that much of a difference? It just seems like a PR stunt from a lot of these companies to push all of their reveals back just for the sake of what's going on right now. And if you ask me, it seemed like it would have been more appropriate to delay everything by at least 2 to 3 weeks. But to play devil's advocate, it is great that we're seeing this sooner than later, because it would have sucked to see a reveal for the PS5 or COD 2020 close to the 4th of July. That would have been ridiculous. But again, these are businesses too, and they can't wait too long before revealing their next move for 2021 and such. But next up, we have a tweet from David Vonderhaar, and in the tweet, it shows, I think that's 3 cups of coffee. So my theory is maybe the 3 cups of coffee stand for 3 days until we see something about Call of Duty 2020, because it is 3 days until the PlayStation 5 live stream. So it goes back to my theory too from a couple of days ago, where maybe, just maybe, Call of Duty 2020 was going to be revealed at the PS5 gameplay stream last week, but because that got pushed back, that also obviously pushed back a reveal for Treyarch's next game. And the other theory was maybe Call of Duty 2020 wasn't going to be a part of the PS5 stream, but since the PS5 stream got delayed, it gave them more time to analyze their plan and then hopefully, put together a surprise cameo from Activision at this PS5 event where they at least reveal, the title of Treyarch's next game and maybe announce a bundle for the PS5 that'll come with Call of Duty 2020. That'll be interesting to see, but, only time will tell. I think David has been tweeting a lot of very cryptic things lately that obviously are related to Call of Duty 2020, which is exciting. But speaking of David Vonderhaar, something out of the ordinary happened just a couple of days ago, and it honestly blew my mind. It meant the world to me when he retweeted one of my tweets about a week and a half ago, and literally in my tweet, Black Ops Cold War was in the hashtag. So David again kind of just indirectly confirmed Treyarch is making the next Call of Duty by retweeting one of my tweets. Hopefully he didn't get in trouble for that, but he also had a mini conversation with me on Twitter a couple of nights ago, and it was just a crazy feeling. So the GOAT himself, Chromastone, tweeted out a meme of Elon Musk saying transit wasn't that bad. David Vonderhaar replied to that and said, "Laugh my ass off." I then replied to both of them and said transit was too ahead of its time, because in all honesty, it seems like the map was really a next generation zombies experience, but was held back because of hardware limitations on the PS3 and Xbox 360 and for time constraints. BO2 was only made on a 2-year development cycle. Now David then replied and said, "Right, think how Jimmy could have perfected or fucked up life even more with blackout map tech. Holy shit." And right when he said that, I'm like, yo, he mentioned Jimmy. It's been a while since we heard anything about Jimmy, but wait a second, I always had an idea for Blackout, and it would have been perfect for Operation Apocalypse Z. Imagine if we had some crazy things in that operation, like being able to drive the transit bus, fly the Icarus plane, maybe we would have a giant robot from Origins walking around casually, and maybe we could fly into him and get some loot inside of his head. Imagine cool things like that on such a big scale that probably would have been possible if Treyarch's budget didn't get cut after Operation Grand Heights. I think a zombies themed operation has potential to be even bigger than Grand Heist, even bigger than the Apocalypse Z operation we did get. And I think Blackout would have been at its peak if we got something that crazy in a zombies themed operation. And I think if it was at its peak for a while and, you know, Black Ops 4's player base didn't dwindle, I do think we would have eventually saw Blackout become free to play during year 2. Warzone may not have existed after that point. You know, maybe crossplay could have been added to Blackout at some point if it was a separate application. Who knows? But I think there was so much potential for at least zombies, Easter eggs, vehicles in Blackout itself. And it honestly blew my mind. I then asked David Vonderhaar, you know, was that ever a possibility to be added, right? Because we have Ted as a character in Blackout. How cool would it have been to then be able to drive the bus as Ted with your friends in a game of quads or an LTM? It could have even been an LTM where the bus is the main focus of the match, right? And David actually replied to my tweet and said, God, I wish I could answer this question. Yes. Now, I hope he didn't get in trouble for revealing that. I really hope he didn't, but it is such a fulfilling moment to just hear something, you know, hear a theory that actually ended up being true. They did plan at one point to have the transit bus in Blackout, and where's the evidence of that? We have the transit bus fully remastered within the multiplayer map Remnant, as you're seeing in the background, right? And the multiplayer map Remnant is awesome. There's so much lore, so many Easter eggs, but as I said before in my review for this map many months ago, the map is just a little too big and plays a little too slow for my liking. I can't even find the match of Remnant in online multiplayer. If the map ever comes up in the rotation, people skip over it, people vote for another map. So I went in custom games to get this gameplay. Obviously, I wanted to have some gameplay of this map, but there's a lot happening in this map Remnant, specifically near the diner area. We have, you know, the remaster of Ted himself, which we also see in Alpha Omega, and we have the beautiful bus with the lava right beneath it. And again, it would have been perfect, right? You have the transit bus in Blackout multiplayer, and then eventually in the transit remake. That was supposed to be in Black Ops 4, but has since been moved to Call of Duty 2020. It leads me into some new zombies information I wanted to go over. Some weird information I heard from an unverified source. This isn't information coming from myself or TGR. Information is coming from an unknown source in the community who apparently is a quote-unquote leaker. Please keep that in mind. Do not say that I leaked this, because I didn't. It isn't coming from me. So I asked this person who apparently has information if we'll end up seeing that hour and 45 minutes of alpha gameplay for Call of Duty 2020, since, according to him, the person who leaked the minute and a half that we saw a week ago has a lot more on his hard drive. And Buddy then responded to me and said he told me not to mention his name anymore as he regrets ever leaking the video, but he told me that the dev is 100% certain that the Zombies campaign and online mode will be a definite feature. So what he's trying to say is that we'll see two separate versions of Zombies in Call of Duty 2020, a Zombies campaign and an online mode. So I'm curious if it's anything similar to Nightmares. If this information is true, will it just be a reskin of the campaign we do see in the game, which in that case wouldn't be that bad if the campaign is actually good, because, you know, there are a lot of highlights of Black Ops 3's campaign, some cool moments with gameplay, you know, some interesting story here and there, but it wasn't the greatest. So a Zombies reskin of that campaign wasn't that good. And, you know, it was cool to see a little twist on that campaign with a mystery box in every map or every mission, you know, seeing zombies as enemies everywhere with robots. It was different. It takes a while to beat, but, you know, if we see that again in the future, at least do that for a likable campaign, right? And hopefully they do that. I'm down for it. I think to revolutionize zombies as a mode, they have to go outside of the box. Do things that haven't been done before, or if you do things that haven't done before, do them even better. Build on top of what has worked in the past, and that will be how zombies becomes really successful again. They can't just do the same old formula of releasing, you know, X amount of maps, have X amount of Easter eggs, boom, have people solve them, cutscene, and then throw the map away. We can't have that again. That just hasn't been working for the past couple of years, at least after Black Ops 3 ended. So hopefully they do something interesting. Again, information is not coming from myself. It is from an unverified source. Just wanted to go over it in the case that it is true, because I think there's a lot of potential for zombies this time around with Treyarch teaming up with Sledgehammer and Raven. I want to see what they do as a collective team. We also have the information from verified sources that the Transit remake got moved to on-disc content in this game. Not sure what that means for Die Rise and Barry. They'll probably be saved for future DLCs. And we have Vietnam Zombies experiences that were in development for quite a while, and I'm assuming still are, which will also be on disc. So let me know what you think of Zombies down below in the comments. I'm really curious what will end up happening happening with the damn mode. But we also have something I wanted to go over in regards to exclusivity. I've seen a lot of questions lately in live streams and other videos asking how will PlayStation exclusivity affect zombies. Now, what we don't know yet is how the free DLC model will work with Treyarch's game modes, right? You know, how will it affect multiplayer, how will it affect zombies? We'll have to wait and see on that. But when it comes to exclusivity, like survival being locked for an entire year on PlayStation only within Spec Ops, I think something similar will happen in zombies, but I doubt it would be a map. I really feel like it'll be specific modes within zombies. For example, if zombies this year has Grief, Gauntlet, Turn, Rush, maybe you'll just see Rush exclusive on PS5 for a little while, or PS4 and PS5, and then, you know, a year later it'll finally come to Xbox and PC for no reason when there's no player base for it. You know, maybe that's what'll happen. I just can't see them making even a small survival map just for one platform so it's exclusive on that platform for an entire year. I just don't see that happening. What's funny about survival in Modern Warfare is that it's almost like they purposely put in the bare minimum to survival just so that Xbox and PC aren't missing out on too much. And what I also heard from TGR is that survival is done for every map in the game right now for Modern Warfare 2019. But obviously they're drip feeding, you know, maps little by little so that it seems like PlayStation is getting some quote unquote exclusive content for the entire year, but they're really not. And you know what? I'd rather have small game modes be locked behind exclusivity for a year than DLC releases be delayed by a week or a month for the opposing platform, because I really want to see every community, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, I want to see every community come together and hunt Easter eggs, you know, give other platforms opportunities to get worlds first and opportunities to solve things and work with everybody, right? And that's on top of the possibility of seeing crossplay again, which is almost guaranteed. But, you know, seeing crossplay in zombies will be the next step to ensuring that zombies does survive. That's why I've been saying, if you lost hope in zombies, definitely keep your eyes open for what they do in the next game, because crossplay alone is so big for the zombies community. It's something that we haven't seen yet, but I think will really change the mode going forward. Regardless of how many modes or maps there are in the new experience, I think just having crossplay ensures that you'll always be able to find a match, you'll always be able to get people to help with Easter eggs, you'll always get people to just sit back and play casually. There'll be a lot of people playing. So give this next game a chance. Give next generation zombies at least one more, you know, hoorah before deciding that, hey, I'm gonna move on from COD or I'm gonna move on from zombies. Let's see what they end up doing. But let me know what you think of this down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite. Some crazy tweets from David Vonderhaar, the absolute legend. New information about the PS5. We also have these slight details about zombies that may or may not be true. And obviously with the exclusivity, that's always worth discussing for those out there who are wondering, you know, how will exclusivity on PlayStation affect zombies in the next generation. But really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.